To reach everything in the ceiling, we rented a scissor lift and an articulating boom lift. So we began by first cleaning up the ceiling by removing a bunch of old pipes and light fixtures that were no longer being used. We found a couple junction boxes and other things that we didn't want to be spraying paint in, so we made sure these were sealed up. The fire sprinkler heads, we made sure all these were covered. We used aluminum foil for this so it would come off easily if they needed to be kicked on. And then we covered the light fixtures just to make sure we weren't getting paint on these while we were spraying. And then we began the big process of draping all the walls, all the equipment. We used some very thin painter's plastic that we got from a local hardware store. And we use spray adhesive to join the pieces together. The ceiling was covered in spider webs. Luckily for our sake they were all dead, but it was pretty nasty and we knew we had to clean it just because we wanted to make sure the paint stuck. So we ended up deciding on using compressed air. We had a 100-foot long air hose that we used and we just went through the entire ceiling blowing everything off. We would have liked to maybe pressure wash everything, but with all the live electrical wires around it just wasn't possible, so we did the best we could with compressed air. And as you can see, we got a lot of dirt down blowing off the ceilings. Pretty nasty. So once we had everything draped, we were pretty much ready to start painting. So we were using two Graco X7 paint sprayers. These are about a middle of the road paint sprayer, so not the biggest, but it had enough power for what we were doing. And we were using a 5/17 tip because we wanted to make sure we were getting enough paint up onto the ceiling. So I highly recommend getting a full face respirator. This way you're not breathing any paint dust or fumes in, and the full face keeps it out of your eyes because you will be getting a lot of spray back coming in your face. And we also had some tear off face shield covers that as you get paint on your face shield you can rip them off, and that way you can see clearly again. We sprayed a small area a couple weeks prior because we wanted to make sure the paint was going to stick how we thought it would. And I'd heard some horror stories of projects where the paint ended up failing and it was just a huge mess, and we definitely didn't want to repeat that. So we decided to use a white semi-gloss Dryfall paint from PPG. We ordered 325 gallons initially because we wanted to make sure we had way more than we needed so we didn't run out halfway through. And we ended up using 250 gallons. So the leftover paint we were able to return. There was only 3 of us working on this, and we were kind of on a time crunch because we only had about 3 days to complete this. So we knew we were going to be working some long hours. I think we averaged about 15 hours a day for those 3 days. So we definitely needed some coffee. So with all the prep work done, it was time to start spraying. We planned on putting 2 coats down, so this is the first of 2 coats. I'd say the hardest part was making sure you got every angle. You had to make sure you were spraying from both directions, otherwise you were missing spots. And there was definitely a lot of stuff to work around, so a lot of times you kind of felt like you were dodging bullets, trying to get every angle you could without moving the lift. So while the two of us were spraying, we had a third person on the ground, and they were so important because they were keeping all our hoses from getting tangled, moving our sprayers around as we moved the lifts, and they were also making sure we never ran out of paint. We ended up rigging the sprayer on a paint pole. This helped us spray the second coat a lot faster because we didn't have to worry about moving the lift around. So once we were done, we had to quickly clean up before the first shift came back from the holiday. We then started color coding all the pipes using the industry standard pipe marking colors. So we were using blue for compressed air, green for water, yellow for natural gas, and red for fire sprinklers. So we estimated we painted around 3,000 feet of pipes, and the final result looked amazing, especially with all the colors against the white backdrop.